Welcome into the Jamey Chadwell Show. Charleston Southern wins their 10th straight Big South game, a 35-7 victory over Monmouth. Bucks head up to Conway this week to take on Coastal Carolina in a non-conference matchup. And Jamey, it wasn't pretty at times on Saturday against Monmouth, but you came out and did what you needed to do in the second half.
We did. You mentioned it wasn't pretty. I thought we didn't play the way we're capable of. I thought our defense did, pretty well most of the part. I was disappointed offensively in some of the things that some of the points we left out there. But anytime you can go on the road and get a win, it's big. It's a big deal, especially in conference. And so your whole goal going up there was no matter what, you want to come away with a win. We did, and so we're thankful for that, and excited to be 1-0 in the conference. But knowing what the expectations are for your team, that we need to play a lot better going forward in all phases. And so it's good to learn that in a win. Sometimes you learn them in losses that it can really hurt you long term, but it was good to see what we need to work on and still be able to get a comfortable victory.
It had been 2 weeks since the Florida State game, and a while for some key personnel as far as playing against an opponent kind of on your level. Do you think that showed up at all? Haven't been a while?
I don't think so. I think most of the things that hurt us were just things that you could control. The penalties, jumping off sides and just meshing and basic things of that nature, or things that you practice constantly. So I was more worried about us being over emotional because it's the first time playing in a while. But I thought the guys handled that pretty well. They were ready to play, and I think that showed. I think we had a good intensity the whole time. One thing that I was proud of is we did struggle there, and only being up 7-0. We never panicked. I think our guys, there was not a lot of yelling on the sideline. Hey, all right, let's just fix it. So I think that's a good sign, because you're not pointing fingers. You're just, all right, we know we can get this done. And that was good to see, because we said older guys that just calmed everybody down and allowed those young quarterbacks to sort of grow up.
CSU, a 35-7 win over Monmouth. As we take a look at some first half highlights, Bucks had dominated the first two meetings between these two teams. They get the football first, and you guys certainly had some chances offensively in the first half, but they kept it a close game because of some of the mistakes we mentioned.
We did. We get a good cover here off a kickoff, and I think we get them I think it was a 3-and-out. They might have got one first down, but we get the ball in really nice territory, because they have to. They don't want to punt to Darius, and that'll be coming up. They kick it out of bounds really short, so we get great field position. You can see here, I think it's a 3rd and long, and our defense does a good job of forcing a throw underneath, and they're short, and we get to punt.
A couple of tackles for Bobby Ruff on the opening series. You guys get pretty good field position, as you mentioned. You get a couple of first downs on the ground to start out.
Yeah, we had a plan. We wanted to try to obviously establish a run, which is something we want to do every game, but we really, with our young guys, wanted to do that, and was able to get into plus territory relatively quick. We get a scramble here, actually have a chance at a touchdown. We miss, but the quarterback gets a nice scramble. We're down inside the 30-yard line right here, and you got to get points. And then then the yellow flags start flying out. We got 2 in a row, so we went from 1st and 10 to 1st and 25 real quick. And then we throw 2 or 3 passes here, don't get anything off of it, and have to punt. And what you do is you build all that positive momentum. You get a good stop defensive. You got a great field position, and self-inflicted wounds. Those are the most damaging, is the self-inflicting. It's not when somebody else does it, but when you do it to yourself. And that allowed them to stay in the game and didn't allow us to get off to the start we wanted.
Monmouth pinned back inside their 10-yard line here after a good punt from Truett Burns, and they're able to get a couple of first downs, converted a couple of 3rd and longs in the first half to at least keep you guys off the field a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was, after looking at the video and watching it from the sideline, that's the thing that was most disappointing. I think our defense did a lot of good things, obviously helping them to, I think, 260 yards, which was outstanding. But there were some 3rd downs, especially 3rd and long, and one 4th and long, that they were able to convert. And there were some mistakes that we made, rush lanes, not getting our proper drops, that you can't have to be the type of team that you want to become. You can't have those things. And those are things that we've got to correct, because when we get in bigger and bigger games, every play matters. Every play is important.
Pass interference down the field there, moved the football into CSU territory. Definitely made Monmouth one-dimensional, though, for the most part. They really could never get the ground game in check, and the quarterback made some plays with his feet, but he was under duress for most of the game.
He did. He ran and made some nice plays. but when you're challenging him and getting in that pocket, he's having to throw on the run a lot. And when he has to step up and try to do some things, it allowed us to cover their guys. And you mentioned making them one-dimensional, which was good.
CSU gets the ball back here late in the first quarter. Mike Holloway, who had a huge day, Big South co-offensive player of the week. He gets you going with a couple of runs, and then Shane almost had a touchdown on a play upcoming.
Yeah, we get the ball backed up, but we wanted to obviously go score and try to make a play, and we get two nice runs. And on a second down here, Shane makes a really nice read on a play here and has a great run, has a touchdown. Cam Brown does an exceptional job blocking, and then we just step out of bounds for whatever reason. I don't know why, and then the very next play, the whole team's open right here, and we throw a bad ball, and we just can't happen. And so looks like we've got momentum. You get a touchdown. They say you step out of bounds, we're back in the red zone, pick. So, 2 drives, turnover, and 3 penalties that just crush you. And so now we put our defense in a bad situation.
This is one of 2 times in the first half that the defense is up against it a little bit field position-wise and forces a 3-and-out. Big series in the game here to get them right off the field.
I thought it was because, they've got great field position, and they could come out and take the score. And the thing that you don't want, is you're going in as a favorite, you don't want the opposing team to get any confidence in all they have. They've got confidence coming in the game. If you can take it away from them, that's what you want to do. And we kept letting them get it. And so we go back at it. We get good field position. We break a nice run here. We're just a shoestring away from probably scoring a touchdown. They get a nice tackle there. And then the very next play, it's Arby's again. Here's a turnover. Pick your choice. And so it was bad football. It was really bad and frustrating to say the least.
I think after that one, I just saw you pacing off the other way. It's got to be pretty tough when that's happening.
But it is. You want to, the thing that you want to try to do is we got young players. You want to try to not to say anything detrimental. So sometimes you got to just collect yourself because you get frustrated because you put a lot, as coaches, you put a lot into those plays. And it's one thing if they cause it, you're frustrated. But when you cause your own, it just really bothers you. And that one especially, that was something that we did on our own. It was nothing that they did. And those where you get upset.
Defense gets a stop quickly. Put in Robert Mitchell at quarterback, and this is a big third down connection here to the tight end Hatton.
This was nice. It was good to see Robert get a little comfortable. Trevay making a nice catch, his first catch of his college career. He's going to have plenty. And then we're able to break loose after getting that first down and drive back down again into the red zone. We were in the red zone, I think, 4 times or right outside the red zone. And finally, Robert makes a nice throw right here. Cam does a great job with his feet and gives us a chance to go up 7-0 there, which – you dominate the whole first half. I mean, we've dominated it, and you're up 7-0, which you're frustrated as a coach that because of it shouldn't have been that close. It shouldn't be. It should be a game where you're ahead and you're able to continue to build on the things you want to. Instead, you're in a dogfight.
20-yard touchdown to Cam Brown, and I know you guys were excited about him, and that's proven to be well warranted so far.
Yeah, Cam had a good off season. We obviously redshirted him and felt like with their other receivers, the other pieces we have, that he had a chance to be a pretty good player. And he's obviously he's got size and he's got really good hands and people on him, and he's able to make some plays and go up and get them. And he's had a good start to the year so far. And I think because of him being such a big target, those young guys just like to be able to throw it up and see if he can get it. And for the most part, he's doing that.
Bucks up 7-0 at the half on Saturday. We're able to take control in the second half. And we'll take a look at that after this on the Jamey Chadwell Show. Welcome back on the Jamey Chadwell Show as we take a look at the second half of CSU's 35-7 win at Monmouth on Saturday. And Coach, you talked about after that first half, you get in the locker room. I think everybody knows that you didn't play that well, but you're still up. What's the message?
It was more so just trying to play what we're capable of doing and execute it. Just execute the plays, hold on to the football, and good things will happen. And obviously, right here wasn't the best executed play, but Holloway breaks a nice tackle here and then takes it 75 right down the pipe, and nobody's going to catch him there. And that's the type of start you want. We talked about let's just come out, drive the football, get a score, and go up first play there. And that gives you feel good now. You got a 2-touchdown lead, especially where our defense was playing. But to Monmouth's credit, they made some plays here.
Give the ball number 6. It's certainly a good feeling. 151 yards rushing for him. He also had a touchdown reception. We'll see later. Monmouth does come back, 11-play touchdown drive here, one of their only longer sustained drives of the day, and your defense again had a chance a few times to get them off the field, but they converted.
Yeah, I thought we relaxed here, a little bit defensively. Once we got this lead, we relaxed a little bit, just the mindset. And when that happens, people move the ball, and that's why it shows you got to have that intensity the whole time. And they come down, they get inside the red zone, and we put them in a situation where they get in second and long and third and long. The quarterback just runs out of bounds here for no reason. I don't know why. Made it third and long, and so now I thought they were going for a field goal here. That's why they ran the ball. They were going to try to get in field goal range, and then obviously they get backed up, so then they go for it. The quarterback, to his credit, right here makes a really nice play, scrambles and just heaves one up. And we've got guy there. We just don't make the play, and a good catch by their receiver there. And now they're feeling good about where they're at. They're right back in the game. They're pumped up and got the momentum, and hey, they're back in the game.
31-yard touchdown pass, Cody Williams to Reggie White on the 4th and long. Darius Hammond, as he's done quite a bit, swings the field for you, 58-yard return.
I think this is the biggest play in the game right here. They have momentum, and he gets us down to the plus 42-yard line. Huge swing. So they took everything momentum back that we took, and then in one play we get it back, and now that gives us a chance to go to work. Mike makes a nice run here on first down, and we're able to move the ball. We decided to go for it on 4th down. Shane does a nice job right here of avoiding a rush. Gets the first down, makes a couple, nice nifty moves, tries to, face mask somebody right there, or stiff arm them, and gets us inside the, 20-yard line. Huge play right there on 4th down.
Shane Busnell in his first career start with the 21-yard run on 4th down. He takes it down inside the 10 here, and you eventually get in the end zone as Darius takes it in on this 3rd and short, and having the two of them back there to hand the football to is a pretty nice luxury.
Yeah, they obviously Darius and Mike and Ben Robbins as well. Those three have been just our workhorses, and that was a good drive. We needed to get that drive and take that lead back to 14 points.
Bucks up 2 touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. Monmouth with the football back, but don't go much of anywhere. Anthony Ellis, Noah Oliver getting there, and I think he had 9 tackles for loss. Only a couple of sacks, but really all day had to move around. This was a key play here. It gets called back, pass interference.
This was a good call. He pushed off like I do in basketball and Summer League basketball. That was a good call. He extended that arm, and big play. We get them to punt, and then we get a chance to go back and drive the football and try to make some plays here. Getting the 3rd down and 5, we need to make a first down. Shane makes a nice throw here to Cam. Great catch by Cam across the middle, and a good job tucking the football and getting vertical. That was a big play on 3rd down right there to move the sticks.
25-yard connection, Busnell to Brown. We saw Mitchell for that series in the first half. You guys scored a touchdown, but then it was Shane again most of the way. What'd you see out of him in his first career start?
Well, I thought he made some good decisions after the first half there. He needed, he made the interception, had the fumble. He just needed to watch a little bit. Sometimes it's tougher to be a starter than coming off the bench, and he needed to sit and watch, and he did that and came out, and I think executed a lot better. You see Ben here getting the end zone, nice run for him right there to give us a touchdown there on that drive.
Ben Robinson with the touchdown pushes it to 28-7. Bucks have dominated Monmouth really now 3 years in a row. It shut them out in New Jersey a couple of years ago. The sun was out. That was nice. A little different than last time.
It was actually a nice day, which I was pleasantly surprised by, and I think that's maybe why we started off slow. We weren't ready for that.
Monmouth did push it into CSU territory here, but they end up turning it over on down shortly after this Cody Williams first down run. It was a Monmouth team that had played pretty well early in the season, wins over Lehigh and Delaware State, but your defense once again was able to dictate play.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of making him when he had to stay in the pocket. I talk about as a quarterback, you got to throw out of a well. Sometimes it's hard if you got all those people rushing you can't see, and that's what we did to him a lot. We pushed the pocket so much he had trouble, being able to step up and make throws, and that's what you want to be able to do.
Anthony Ellis, Solomon Brown, certainly a big part of that effort for the Bucks. They combined on the sack there. You get another 3rd down here, and you flip it out in the flat to Holloway, and then he just blows past a guy who looked like he had an angle on him.
He did. This wasn't the best drive, obviously, the first 2 plays. It wasn't very good, but then we swing the ball out there to him, and we get great blocking on the perimeter. If he gets a seam, he can really roll, and that was a nice pitch and catch there, and able to put a stamp on the end of the game.
A 35-7 win. Holloway had 214 yards, 2 touchdowns on 12 carries, averaging over 14 yards a carry, 8 for his career. So you go back his whole career, he's always been a big play guy. He's a guy that wasn't really highly sought after. It's kind of crazy.
No, he didn't have a lot of people after him when we got here. Fortunately, this is where the Lord wanted him to be. And to his credit, he's really worked, put himself in a position to be this type of player. I mean, he's worked hard in the off season and has never really complained about the ball that much. I mean, he's averaged. He probably averages 10 to 12 touches a game right now. He's probably not averaged that much over his career, which is probably not good for us, And so he's a guy that whenever his opportunity is, whatever he gets, he makes the most of it. But you'll see on there too, he's lead blocking on certain things, and he does a great job of being an unselfish football player, and well deserved of the honors that he's gotten so far to this point. We got to be smart and continue to get him the football. Hopefully, to keep that average up around 8 yards.
No conference play for almost a month. You get Coastal this week, which has obviously been the one that has been circled in past years. What's the feel going up there and playing a non-conference game?
Well, it is a little, unique because it, at least among the conference, doesn't mean anything. In the last 3 years, it's been a huge game, especially, last year and our first year. It's been having a chance to, whoever wins that game is going to lead the conference. And so it is different from that point, but it's still a rivalry. I mean, it's just you're a year removed from playing a huge game on Halloween, even though it doesn't count in the standings. We look at it, one, it's a rivalry. Two, it has, in our mind, it has a national implication as far as if you're good enough to win this league and maybe make the playoffs. A win like this can really help you nationally. A loss like this versus them hurts you nationally, and then two, leaves you no margin for error. So there's an importance on that game as far as going up there and winning, what it can do for you. But more importantly than that, what we've talked about is no matter who it is, we need to play better as a team to be able to win going forward and do things going forward. And we're not playing at a level that we're capable of consistently. And we need to be able to do that starting this week. Is no matter what happens with the outcome of the game, as a coach, you want to come back and say, hey, we're playing our very best. And I don't know if we can say we've done that yet. Now, we've not had everybody and all those things as well, so there's a lot of reasons why, playing good teams. But those are things that you want to see your team accomplish. Man, we're playing really hard, we're playing with effort, we're playing smart. And if those things happen, then I like our chances of moving forward and winning some games.
Transitional year for Coastal as they move up to the FBS and the Sun Belt Conference, and they're always very talented for an FCS team in this league. What's it like when you pop on the film this year?
Well, obviously they're talented, and they're not playing that many young guys, at least in their two deep, that they signed this year going into the FBS. But you can see the ones that they did that are playing are really talented. I think they're not as explosive offensively. They have the explosive athletes, not as explosive with the quarterback injuries that they've had, but still dangerous defensively. They're very sound and tough. I think they're a lot more physical and play really hard, and that's really what stands out at you. I think they play so much more physical and harder on defense than maybe they have in the past. So they have a little chip on their shoulder playing defense, and so I think that makes it a huge challenge.
The Bucs go up the coast this week, 6 o'clock kickoff at Coastal Carolina. For Jamey Chadwell, my name is Kevin O'Rourke. Thanks for watching the Jamey Chadwell Show.